Vitro digestion of the starch. In vitro means the digestion of starch takes place in lab outside the human body, outside the body in a test tube or in the lab. In vivo means inside the body. When you chew a piece of bread, you will feel a sweet taste. So to explain from where this sweet taste comes from, the teacher performed the experiment in document 1. This is the experiment. So the post problem is from, we have to know from where this sweet taste comes from. Look at the document, uh, look at this document, okay? This document, these are the legends for the document that help you to understand it well. This for put and this for add and these are for place. Here there is a 2 milliliter of starch paste. They put 2 milliliter of starch paste in test tube A and test tube B. They add fresh saliva to test tube A only, and then both test tubes are placed in a water bath at temperature 37 for time equal 15 minutes. Now the question is, you have to formulate a hypothesis. You have to formulate a hypothesis to explain why do we feel this sweet taste when we chew a piece of bread. Formulate a hypothesis يعني شكل فرضية. وهيدي الفرضية this hypothesis it may be true or it may be false. Okay, so بس أكيد بدها تكون logic. لحتى أنت تعمل فرضية look at uh, the variable factor who is saliva. So maybe you should write hypothesis standpoint. Maybe saliva, no, without maybe saliva reacts with bread, يعني الستارش that is found in bread and leads to its digestion or transformation into sugar. Okay. Describe the document. In order to describe a document, this means that you have to transform the document into a scientific text without adding, without missing any information, without justification, and without putting so while while مثلا for comparison so بدل على conclusion. You have to pay attention. You have إذا في عنا legend you have to use these legends. Without these legends the answer will be cancelled. So look, we put 2 milliliter of starch paste in both test tubes A and B بنجمعهم مع بعض لأنه نفس الشيء. Then we add fresh saliva to test tube A only. كيف عم بربط بين السنتنس والسنتنس بذن ممنوع الوايل. We place both test tubes in a water bath at temperature 37 for 15 minutes. This is the description. The teacher performed iodine test and filling test at the end of the experiment for both test tubes. The results obtained are summarized in the table. In this table, with iodine test يعني at the beginning of the experiment, both test tubes contains starch. طيب why? Because a dark blue color appeared. After 15 minutes. Why after 15 minutes? Because the digestion of the starch needs about 15 minutes to take place. A brownish orange color, the color of iodine remained brown orange in A. Now what happened to the starch? Starch disappeared in A. Okay? Look at the beginning and at the end of the digestion. And in B, the starch is still present يعني. With filling test at time equals 0 فعنا blue color for both يعني the color of filling solution remain blue. This means that both test tubes does not contain reducing or do not contain reducing sugar, while at the end a brick-red precipitate obtained in a tube A. This indicates that there is a reducing sugar. The color remained blue. لاحظوا بالتست التيوب التاني color عطول عم يبقى مثل ما هو remain the same. So indicate why the experiments are performed at temperature 37 because it is the body temperature, it is the human body temperature. State why do we use a water bath? Water bath, this is the water bath we use it in order to keep the temperature constant 37. Indicate the variable factor. What is the variable factor in this experiment? هو saliva. Its presence in tube A and its absence look in tube B. بس يقولوا لك variable factor ما خصنا بالresult بس بالconditions of the experiment. Interpret the results والconclusion. Okay, how do interpret means you have to analyze. After analyzing the experiment, you have to write the significance of the experiment. Under the same conditions, tube A contains saliva while tube B does not contain saliva. هلا بتبلش انت with iodine test. كان في عنا both test tubes at time equal 0 dark blue color. This indicates that both test tubes contain starch. While at time equal 15 minutes, the color of iodine remained brown orange. This indicates that starch هون there is no starch and starch disappeared, while a dark blue color appeared in tube B. يعني this means that it contains starch. While with filling test لاحظوا كيف انتقلت. The color remained blue at time equals 0 for both test tubes لأنه نفس الشيء كتبت كلمة both. This means that or this indicates that both test tube does not contain reducing sugar. After 15 minutes, a brick red precipitate appeared in tube A. This means that tube A contains a reducing sugar. معناتها الستارش اللي كانت at the beginning هي تحولت ل reducing sugar while the color remained blue in B. in B معناتها this indicates that it does not contain reducing sugar. هون في عندي بس سؤال indicate the role of tube B. هيدي I forgot it. tube B هو control tube control بس هو control ما عم يصير في شيء. هو in order to compare أو to confirm the results of the experiment by comparison مع tube A. What can we conclude? We conclude that saliva هي تفاعلت أو saliva responsible for digestion للستارش into a reducing sugar. هلأ for the next time راح أعلمكم كيف بنعمل schematize.